This is a testament to my father, as he's known as Gordon, Ultimate Warrior Braithwaite. I call him Hard Face because his face is hard. No, my father don't get the recognition that he deserves. I.e. with football. But the recognition that he truly deserves is from his kids. His loved ones, in particular his kids. Now, my daddy has been in my life all my life. My father never took the easy way out in life. My father could have took the easy way out in life. When my mother decided to come to the United Kingdom, my mother left us, me and my brother, with my father. Although my mother had custody over us, she left us with my father because she knew my father is a fatherly person. And as my mother would say many times to me, I know your father have a temper problem, but other than his temper problem, he's a good man. Now, why I have to give this testament? Because one day I hope to be a good father too, like my father. Now, the sacrifice my father made for us is that my father never had a father. My father died when he was while he was very young. My father was a police inspector, and he died in the Rupununi uprising. So my father know what it is not to be raised with a father. So he made a decision to stay in our life and not take the easy way out in life. You see, my father told me that one thing is that while growing up in the ghetto, every time he thought of going and do something like rob somebody, we call it choke and rob. One man choke the man, the next man rob the man. So my father will be the man that choking the people because he big and strong, and the next man would rob him. But every time he go to make a movement, somebody would see my father. Like a police would see him, or a police would see him and say, "Brathwaite, what are you doing all this late? Go home." Every time he go to do a movement, somebody would see him, tell him to go home. Because my father was well known, because his father was a police officer, and everybody knew that my father died in the Rupununi uprising. So my father never pursued being a choke and robber. And the next thing, my father could have sold drugs. My father could have sold drugs long time. My father could have been rich selling drugs. My father knew all of the drug dealers, all of the bad men. My father's connected. He know everybody that should know everybody. And my dad is not some pushover. My dad is one of the most feared man in the capital of Georgetown. My father never went to prison, but there's people in prison who either respect my father or scared of him. The respect that my father get is that while we were growing up, when father used to walk us to school every morning, while we was passing next to the main prison, prisoners would say, "Good morning, Brathwaite. Good morning," or they used to call him Warrior or Ultimate. "Good morning, Ultimate. How are you doing today? You okay? Have a good day, Brathwaite." And even when our father wasn't there and we would walk next to the prison, the prisoners would say, How are you today, young warriors? Take it easy. Go to school safe. Prisoners would tell us. Even the main prisoner, the boss of the prisoner, Selwyn Bailey, he went to prison for killing his girlfriend. And the father, he was a bad man in prison. He chopped up his girlfriend and put you on the train line. But when he went in front of the judge and the judge gave him 8 years, he tell the judge, give me more time. Give me more time in prison. He bad. But he still respect my father. Because they know my father is capable of. Because they call him the ultimate warrior. And they didn't call him the ultimate warrior for no foolish reasons. Like the ultimate warrior in wrestling. Ultimate warrior bad. Bad. When ultimate warrior gets serious, people get quiet and scared. So my daddy never took that part again of going and sell drugs. Although he could have went and sell drugs. My dad is very next thing. My father had the opportunity to pursue a career coaching football. Because my father is a football coach. Very good. The best coach in Guyana. Window is a good coach. Very good coach. But he's not Gordon Braithwaite. The best coach in Guyana and one of the best coach probably the best coach in the Caribbean. After 1994 World Cup, my father had the opportunity to go and coach in Colombia. You know when Escobar was paying out all the money to the footballers, my father had the opportunity to go and coach in Colombia. As I said, my father is educated. My father is not like some regular Rasta man. My father had a scholarship to go Clemson University, not based on his athletic ability, but based on his intellectual ability. My father went the best school in the country, Queen's College, when Queen's College was good. So my dad, when he was offered the opportunity to go and coach, he sit us down because me, my brother and my dad had this relationship that he would talk to us and tell us things. My dad sit us down and said, Coyote and Nkosi, I have this opportunity to go and coach. I'm not making money in Guyana coaching. I'm not getting the recognition coaching. I don't like it that your mother's in England and I'm in Guyana and I'm not looking after you. I want to look after you. I want to give you stuff. I don't just want your mother to be looking after you. I want to be I want to be a man. I want to do my part as being a man. But my father said, you know what? I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think it over. I'm not going to make a rash decision. But I would leave you with my mother and with your auntie Sandra. So my father so we were a bit sad. Thinking that our dad is going to leave us. So my dad had to think over it, and one day come back and say, you know what, Coyote and Nkosi, I'm not going to leave y'all. I'm not going to leave y'all with anybody. I know what I know what it is to don't have a father in my life. I'm going to stick by. I'm gonna stay and look after y'all, and I'm going to make the sacrifice. Don't worry that I'm not going to pursue my goal of being a coach. Don't worry, I'm going to look after y'all. My father happily gave up an opportunity to go and coach and do something that he's good at, he's great at, he's one of the best at in the country to do. So I have to commend my dad for making sacrifices. Sacrifices when he had the opportunity to go and do what he wanted to do. You see, and the next thing you could even and to do what he wanted to go and do. It was quite easy to leave us with his mother and his auntie. It was quite easy to leave us with his mother and his auntie, or his mother and our auntie Sandra, but he said no. You see, because being a father is not one day, is not 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, or even 5 years. It's a lifelong commitment to your kids, and it requires sacrifice. Sometimes giving up what you want in order to secure the future for your kids. And that is what my father did. My father sacrificed for us. I said, well, ultimately, it's my father's sacrifices that make me in the United Kingdom. Because it was my father that used his influence and his connection to get my mother to the United Kingdom. So I have to commend my father for being in my life as a father. Not taking the easy way out in life. Because what would it have been? Him going and sell drugs. Because my father told me, his brother told him, his older brother was a police officer. He told him, if I hear you selling drugs, I'm gonna come and put you in prison. No. As I said, my father could have sold drugs. But what selling drugs would have got him? In prison or in the grave, sooner or later. Or what type of father you can be in prison? You can't be a proper father in prison. What kind of real advice can you give to a child in prison? None. Because you yourself has made a mistake. You can't be a proper father in prison. You could hardly give proper advice. When the children is there crying, where are you? When a situation arises that your presence would have been of benefit, you can't help nobody. So again, my father made sacrifices. And those sacrifices, I have to learn from those sacrifices. And yes, my father could have made a lot of money. But making sacrifices, being with your kids, giving your kids something that he never had, a father. Because having a father being there in your life is much more beneficial than having wealth or having riches or having money, big loads of stuff. I said I never grew up rich, but the main fact, I was happy to have my father. Very happy to have my father. We used to have fun. Me and my father, and my brother, and also used to have fun. Even when the kids used to come around, we used to have fun. My father used to take us all over the place. And the kids, even the young kids like Jackie Chan, Shawinka Duggan, all the rest of the kids in the football club, from Beacons United, from Beacons, and even other clubs would want to come and be around my father. So we had fun. So I'm happy for my father, Gordon Braithwaite, for being in our life and making the sacrifices that he made when he had the opportunity to pursue his own goals. That is being a father, and that is what I will emulate. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Have a good day.